I freaking knew it. Did I not call yours brother? Being something? I knew it. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and I am back with another reaction to Spy Family. We are now on to episode 8, which is called, is a long title this week, The Counter Secret Police Cover Operation. You know, or the CSPCO for short. I apologize, I'm behind with these reactions, but as you can probably hear a little bit, I am still a little sick. I'm getting better slowly, but recording was just not a possibility over the last week and a half or so because I had no voice or I was coughing every 2 minutes. So I really do apologize for those of you who've been waiting for these reactions, but I am finally on the mend. I'm able to actually speak again. I might still cough a little bit. I'm going to do my best to get through these because I hate being so far behind, but that's what happened. Thank you so much to those of you who bared with me and waited for me to upload. And we should be back on track now that my health is back up. Definitely plan on getting caught up over the weekend here with some of the recordings and editing that I'm so far behind on. But that is the story. But enough of that. Into this episode. The last episode, of course, we saw was Anya's mission to apologize to Damien for her unfortunate connection of fist to face a few weeks back. However, she did do her apology after a lot of pressure from her dad. But we see that Damon's got a little crush. You know, he's developed a little bit of love for Anya in his heart, which, I mean, what can you blame him? She's adorable. But, you know, being a typical little boy, he's not quite ready to admit any of that just yet. So right now, poor Twilight's feeling a little bit lost as to what to do about this whole overall mission because he was really hoping that Anya and this little boy would become close. And on the other side of things, in Yor's life, we found out her brother, who was mentioned way back in episode 2, I believe, he finally found out that she's married because Yor apparently did not decide to drop that piece of information on him yet. So I am interested to see how he's going to react to all that and how that's going to add additional hijinks to this story. So enough jibber jabber. Let's get into the episode. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Go ahead, join the family. That way you can be notified I want to do more of these reactions. And if you really like what you're seeing, go ahead, please hit the like button, give it some love. It just helps a girl out to be seen and the algorithm to pick me up. And the same goes for those of you who've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back again and again and sticking with me, even though I'm sick sometimes. Thank you so much. And the same goes for you. If you haven't joined the fam, please do. We'd love to have you here. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into this episode right about now.
3分の
Look at his face.
全然不正解。
Oh. But she said it with confidence, and that's all that matters. If you're going to be wrong, own it. That's what I say.
本部の目算では4ヶ月ほどでステラ8つ達成と見ている。
That's a bit aggressive. No.
問題ありません。
No, my God, he looks so tired.
トニと8つなら2ヶ月で取れそうだが。
まあ、
Oh.
何の用だね、君たち。
Yeah, why do you have massive weapons in here?
やめろ、話す。弁明は聴者で聞く。
Wow. Of course, the guy who's the leader of the counterintelligence agency has got, like, scars on his eye.
おはようございます、カミラさん。
Oh, not Camilla. This beat. Oh.
そうでした。忘れてました。
Only Yor would forget.
席を入れたことにほっとしていろいろすっぽ抜けてしまいました。
Wow, Yor. Wow.
イケメン
Ew. Ew.
してくれる弟に結婚の報告忘れるって。
I would agree, but it's a weird situation.
いつどこで何回やった。
They really beating this man up.
スパイ狩りや市民の監視などが主な仕事。任務のためには暴行、盗聴、脅迫。
That's straight up torture.
お疲れ様です。注意。ボスが尋問変われと。
I freaking knew it. Did I not call yours brother? Being something? I knew it.
有利ぐらいだ。
I knew it.
知ってます？綺麗で優しくて自慢の姉さんなんです。というわけで、早く終わらせて帰りた
Yeah,
いんで
don't
す。
fall for the cute boy act.
私は何も知らん。
Oh, well, that's a little suspicious.
今までどこに。
すみませ
You're
ん。
not supposed to talk about that in front of the... Okay.
黄昏という名に聞き覚えは？
I knew it. I freaking knew it. I knew it. Oh, man, this is going to be problematic.
うちの天敵と言ってもいい。
Your natural enemy. I think the other word you want to look for is brother-in-law.
俺はただ女と遊ぶ小遣い欲しさにやってただけで悪気は
Ew. You deserve that beating.
もう男ならわかるだろう。ちょっと髪切れ
Actually, not all men are gross. Thanks.
危険が伴う仕事だから心配かけちゃうし。
So now he is. I knew if he told him that, it was not going to be good for you.
ヘイワードさん、あなたのしたこと
I
は
told you.
僕はあなたと違って家族を、姉さんを愛している。
This is going to be an issue.
国を守るためだったら何だってする。
Interesting.
何だってだ。
Look at those psychotic red eyes that runs in the family. Should Anya be watching this? Guys.
そうだ正解だよくそんな単語知ってるな。アニメで例えれば理解しやすい。
Yes, there you go. Adaptive learning.
3ダース8分の
Not her with this look.
そうです
今日
Not him panicking too.
偽装だとバレないでしょうか
大
I
丈夫
don't
です。
know. He's secret police. He just might. Ew!
母イチャイチャ仕事が長引いてるみたいですね
Great. He shouldn't come over. Aw.
くし、姉さんにおられたあばらがうずく。包み込んでくれた愛を思い出して全身が
This family is so twisted. Oh my god.
紹介できないような極悪
Oh my
人なので
gosh.
は。
Here we go.
あらゆる脅威を排除する。
Okay,
それ
calm
は
down,
配偶者
Yuri.
であっても同じだ。
Oh, okay. This is interesting. I'm really wondering how it's going to happen or what's going to go down when Yuri and Yor figure out that they can both kick each other's asses.
用心せねば順調に築き上げたこの
Well,
家族
she's managed to keep the fact that she's an assassin from him this long, so they're pretty good at lying to each other.
本性を隠し、そうやって世界は仮初めの平穏を取り繕っている。
Not everybody with the analyzing glare. This is awesome.
この
こいつが
男が
姉さん
我が家にとって
の夫にふさ
不
わしい人
存在
物か
か否か
どうかを。いや、ふさわ。
Hilarious. They're both exactly the same person.
お気遣いなく、誰が貴様の作ったものなど、
Oh, you jealous?
敵が顔に出ちゃってた。
You think? You look like you're ready to stab somebody.
敵な公務員を演じなければ。
殺しの仕
Not
事
them
を
being exactly the same, too.
世間から怪しまれる云々のことはこのご時世深刻な問題でもありますし
Well, I guess, yeah, that part works.
弟に余計な心配をかけたくないです
That might be genuine.
有利のことは私が一番よくわかってるので任
Do
せて
you?
ください
It looks like neither of you know much about each other. It's none of your business, that's why.
忘れてたからです
No, poor Twilight!
なんでせめてあの時、
あれは結婚のこと伝え忘れてたのを忘れてたからです
Not a single plant gonna be left in the house!
お待たせしました
ち、姉さんとの楽しいひとときを邪魔するな。
Oh my gosh, do you need to have a nap? It sounds like you need to have a nap.
姉さんに嫌われるかもしれない。形だけでも。
Delicious, isn't it? Oishi!
ロイドさんの料理美味しいです
Yep.
よかったら、
これはご丁寧に
酔わせて貴様の薄汚い本性を。
You think, don't ya?
分かってます残念
それで、
He's like, I saw you the last time you got drunk, girl. It was a little dangerous.
ロイロイとかロッティとか。
Is he gonna be okay?
姉に対する理性を以下に
Exactly.
大丈夫
There's a really weird connection here.
こんなやつのどこを好きになったんだ。
What couldn't she like? He's attractive, he cooks, he's tall, exactly. That's pretty much all we need from us, most women, okay? Hilarious that his plan was to get Twilight drunk and now he's the one getting hammered.
へえ、カルパティアにはよく行きましたよ。天使のじいさんが作るシチューが絶
They're
品で、
both gonna expose each other at this dinner, the looks of things.
たまたま見つけて。
お高かったでしょう200ダルクだろ
いえ、200ダルクほどですよ。
Oh, Twilight's on the ball!
これはオスタニアの情報機関が使っている作り話のマニュアルの このワインも折からの不作で300ダルクに値上がりした。その程度では、
Okay,
素
do
人は
not
ごまかせ
do
て
not come for Twilight, okay? Okay, Yuri is playing checkers, okay? Not chess.
その前後に情報機関から引き抜かれたのであろう。断片情
I
報
feel
か
like
ら
he
察
was
する
scouted a lot earlier than that, actually. We'll see if that's true, but I think he might have been scooped up around Yor's age when she was scooped up.
敵方を探る強力な情報源になる。僕も今度お
Well,
返し
this
を
could
送り
get
ます。
really messy, though.
正体を隠している様子。存外、手綱を握りやすいかもしれん。
Don't underestimate him.
姉さんどうしたの？血まみれだよ。一体どんなバイトし
Right?
ユーリが欲しがってた図鑑セットです。
Yuri has been living in a state of denial for a while.
姉さん
But then again, Yuri is such a ditz, I too would never think that she was capable of doing what she does.
そんな世界で一番大切な家族をポットでのやつに奪い去られてしまった僕の気持ち。
He does have a valid point.
その相手は僕以上に姉さんを守れるやつじゃないとダメ。
Tick!
あなたに負けないくらい、夜さんを愛しています。
She's like, wait, what?
隕石が落ちてこようと、僕は生涯をかけて彼女を
Okay,
守り
you
抜きま
better
す。
start spitting that poetry. Talk your shit.
槍なら防いでやれる自信はあるか。隕石。
Oh my god, seriously?
はい。
結婚して1年も経っているのに。
Well, we're in front of company, you know.
何言ってるの？
No, not the heart.
というのなら証明してみせて。
You, exactly what are we talking about, sir?
Show me
It's not that kind of, we're not that kind of couple.
今ここでキスしてみろ。好き同士なら。
Your brother's a freak, you're. The fuck? Most brothers I know do not want to see their sisters make out with anybody ever.
これまで任務で数々の女性と関係を持ってきた。キスの一つ
Will you just grab her face and kiss her already, for the love of God?
偽装のためには。でも
I mean, you should be having a little bit of perks to this whole deal, don't you think? No. Anya, come save these two for the love of God. Really? This is where you end? That was horrible. And it's so funny because obviously that doesn't seem like a massive cliffhanger, but you know, Japanese society being as conservative as it is about certain things, the idea of kissing somebody that you've only known for a matter of weeks at this point, that's big business, especially in front of a family member, right? Like, yeah, Japan is not big on PDA from what I've heard, so this is like very unusual to have displays of affection, especially in front of family, but understandable. All right, guys, that was a very fun episode, and my prediction was true. I had a feeling, especially after the last episode showing, you know, Yuri and the way he was responding and bringing him up the way that they have. The first time we had any exposure to Yuri, he was still like a voice on the phone. He was distant. Like he wasn't somebody that we tangibly saw. And typically in shows, a character that we don't really see and have a face to put to and have any kind of information on is kind of very much just there to propel another character along, which I thought initially that might be who this person was for Yuri. Or for Yor. But in this episode, or sorry, in the last episode, when we actually got to see his face and hear him talk and have him actually inquire about Yor, that's when I was like, okay, no, he's going to be a real part of this whole show. And like I said, I said it, I just didn't think it was possible for Yor to be selected at such a young age to do such a crazy job and for them to have just left her little brother completely alone. Now, this episode did not confirm that he was picked up as a child the way that Yor was, but I would not be surprised if his selection into the espionage program or the secret police program was somewhat based on whoever recruited Yor as well. Like, I'd be surprised if all this is connected somehow. I feel like a lot more about the conspiracy theory around this country is going to come out as the show goes on, but that's just a theory at the moment. But yes, it's interesting to see now that he is working for the secret police, which is of course working with the government that Twilight is spying on and trying to, I guess, effectively bring down or at least figure out what's happening within it to make sure that war doesn't happen between these two countries. And unsurprisingly, of course, Yuri's right in the middle of it, working for them. It doesn't sound like he's very high ranking just yet, but he's definitely moving his way up. But the idea that we've got got now Yor quite literally in the middle, because now she's married to a man who's a spy. Of course, she does not know this, but still, who's working for a certain cause. And we know that as time goes on, she is going to develop an actual romantic and real connection to him, not just romantic, but just even in a family sense, and not to mention Anya. And now she's got her brother, who's obviously her blood, her baby in a lot of ways, who is now going to be pulling for this other side of things, the sense of patriotism. Although I don't know if it's really true patriotism so much as we saw in this episode, him saying that he always felt like Yor's gone, the extra mile to make sure he was taken care of. And I think I mentioned this a few episodes ago when Twilight we got a little bit of Twilight's background, but in a lot of Asian societies, orphans are not kindly looked upon. They're often ostracized by society. They're outcast. They really do have a hard go of just about everything. And so if you have someone in your life, like, in his case, he had his sister who was willing to work and do whatever was necessary to make sure that he was able to have a decent life and eventually go to school and get a good job, that would mean a lot more to him than it would for a lot of other people. And I'm not saying that even if you were in a society where there wasn't all this stigmatism around being an orphan, it wouldn't still be touching. But you know what I mean? It's all the more so when you realize just how bad things could have gotten and how hard it was for Yor as well. So I get why Yuri's kind of probably got this real passionate desire to protect his big sister, or try to return the favor, as it were. And this job he's taken, this weighty seeming responsibility of being the security for the country, would feel like not only a way to take pride in yourself, but a way to kind of translate that desire to protect into a bigger way, as far as being part of the secret police. And obviously he's got a bit of a penchant for going a bit crazy and getting a little violent like his sister did. That's definitely a family trait there. But yeah, I kind of see how these things kind of translate where Yuri's concerned, where Yor is. But I gotta say, like, through this whole the whole interaction between Yor and Twilight and Yuri, I have to say I'm a bit team Yuri on this one, just in the sense of we gotta look at it from his point of view. Obviously, if you had a sibling who you were very close to, or thought you were, and they told you, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I've been married for a year, most of us would be like, no freaking way, like, something's up, tell me the truth, what's really going on, right? Like, if this is any other situation, we'd probably be thinking that she was like in maybe a dangerous relationship of some kind, or maybe this guy was not so upstanding. So his reaction was completely understandable, and I'd say even in the right, being suspicious, having his issues with Twilight, and also feeling a little bit of competition, right? Yuri's always been the main man in Yor's life, and now suddenly there's someone taking that place. And you heard him say, like, yeah, I want it to happen someday, but I think in the back of his mind, he didn't realize how it would make him feel not to be Yor's one and only person to take care of. So I completely understand the jealousy. I also understand the need for him to feel sure that this is the right person. And I think it's just very interesting to see the two of them assessing each other, him and Twilight, that is. But you can obviously see the difference in levels, right? Twilight is here, whereas, Yuri's around, here as far as experience. But I'm not counting Yuri out. That's why I said in the episode, Lloyd/Twilight had better not underestimate Yuri. He didn't move up the ranks this quickly because he's a dummy. Like, he may not have the experience yet and the composure that Twilight does, but he's definitely smart. He's perceptive. And him picking up on the shyness of their even touching was not an accident, right? That's very much drunk. On top of that, he picked that up. So, Twilight's gonna have to keep an eye on him and not let his guard down too much, but I did love seeing how it showed that Twilight is definitely way ahead of Yuri as far as being able to identify things that don't work and what's not there, and the fact that he even knew that he was reciting out of a handbook, right? So I do like, though, at least that Twilight is on to Yuri and knows that he's not just the nice kid that his sister thinks he is, and that he's playing along for now, but he's also keeping his guard up enough to not let everything go flying. But of course, thank God Anya wasn't there tonight. Honestly, just because, with her mind reading, God knows what she would have picked up. But we'll have to see what happens when Anya is thrown into the mix and she hears what's going on between these two, because I do think it's going to throw even more craziness into the mix, but that's what we like about this show, right? So anyway, another great episode, guys. I enjoyed watching it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.